Most experts will tell you that the key to the perfect paint job or wood refinishing job is to prep the surface properly before applying the paint or wood stain. That requires sanding to remove old finishes and to level uneven areas. The easiest way to do that is with a motorized sander. Professional caliber sanders are typically pneumatic, meaning you plug them into an air compressor. Air-driven tools are more powerful than tools that run on electricity. This type of sander is called a straight line because the pad to which you attach sandpaper moves in a straight line back and forth. Many of the tool's components are made of powdered metal, then machined to exact dimensions on a computer-guided lathe. Powdered metal is iron powder that's compacted with high pressure and heated in a furnace to bond the particles into a solid part. Sometimes they further strengthen the powdered metal by infusing it with copper in the furnace. Using an induction welder, which heats the metal with an electric current, they fuse a powdered metal gear to each end of a steel shaft by melting on silver. This constructs the sander's timing drive shaft, the regulating component that makes each stroke of the sanding pad just under an inch long. Heating the metal softens it, so they now cool the timing drive shaft in oil. This quenching hardens the component. Meanwhile, they coat a sheet of aluminum rectangles with industrial-strength contact adhesive. Each rectangle is a base for a rubber sanding pad. The rectangular pad, which they coat with the same adhesive, is 6.5 millimeters thick, the same dimensions as the base, with identical holes for the mounting screws. Once the adhesive becomes tacky, they mate the base to the pad. Using a small pneumatic press, they force out trapped air to ensure a thorough bond. Elsewhere in the factory, they paint the recessed lettering of the polished aluminum plates, 2 per sander, which bear the manufacturer's name. Once all the remaining components are prepared, technicians begin the assembly. First, the motor's piston. They place the piston rack in an arbor press and push a plastic piece onto each end. Then, on each end piece, they mount a piston ring made of a proprietary wear-resistant material. They insert the now assembled piston into the sander's aluminum motor block. The ring creates a tight seal to prevent air leakage. Next, a technician installs the timing drive shaft and the idler gear shaft, pressing the gears of both into the piston rack's teeth. The powdered metal counterweight goes on each side to balance the piston rack. Then, guides made of that proprietary material to align and lubricate the counterweights. A second set of anti-wear guides goes in the lower part of the motor block. These help balance the sanding pad. Then, the start of the valve system, which controls the entry of compressed air into the sander. At the front of the motor block, they install a paper gasket to prevent air leakage, then seal it with an aluminum end plate. Continuing with the valve system, they install the components which control the timing of the piston's back and forth motion. After sealing the top with a cap, they install the air valve block, then the handle, which contains the inlet to which the air compressor connects. The handle squeeze trigger is mounted to the cap above the handle. They install the counterweight for the pad. Here, you can see the 2 shafts the piston rack rotates. Workers connect them to an aluminum drive shoe, which will move back and forth. A pair of side rails holds the drive shoe in place. Where the air exits the tool, they install a muffler made of porous plastic. Finally, when the technician screws the base to the drive shoe, the chain is complete. Compressed air moves the piston, which rotates the shafts, which moves the drive shoe, holding the rubber pad with sandpaper. This pneumatic sander is ready to level and smooth the surface in seconds flat.